Hello, everyone. Welcome to Light Language Messenger and the Great Awakening Generator. Now, usually I'll put a message like this up only on Light Language, on Great Awakening Generator, but we've been doing a lot of work on Light Language Messenger through the Mercury retrograde. So I'll just catch you up a little bit. If you've been watching Light Language Messenger or the Light Language messages coming through, and I keep talking about Great Awakening Generator, and you don't know what that is, Great Awakening Generator is the other channel that I have on YouTube where we interview people and we do sort of series, and we do light work on it. Yeah. So not just interviewing people telling us what their work is in terms of the community, how they support the community, whether it's a community support system like, Women's Refuge or something like that, or the SPCA, for example. But we are talking a lot about things esoteric on the Great Awakening Generator. Now, on the Great Awakening Generator, we have been in a bit of a recess for the Mercury retrograde, which is coming to a close on Thursday, New Zealand time, 14th of September. Yeah. So from this week, we start to go back to doing all the things we usually do on the Great Awakening Generator. So I'll tell you, on Wednesday, we have live chat with Jenny Jones. Now, live chat with Jenny Jones has happened through the Mercury retrograde because I was guided that we should do that. We should have her on. I did do interviews with Jane Scarrett, and I did another one with Tammy McCann. So this week, we have live chat with Jenny Jones. So basically, on the Great Awakening Generator, we've had something happen every week since the Mercury retrograde, other than the light languages that are being posted on Light Language Messenger and shared with the Great Awakening Generator. Now, so that's there. On Sunday, the 17th of September, the Sunday coming up, Claudia Tidgens and I will be returning with the Words of the Light series, and it's going to be an interesting one. I haven't heard that she cannot make it so far. So I'm assuming it's actually going on, and that'll be great. I've got some interesting things coming up for the Great Awakening Generator from here on. This time that we had in recess was valuable in the sense that I got talking to some people. I've been talking to a few people way before the Mercury retrograde, and then they couldn't commit to time for various reasons, and now they are ready to do that. So do stay tuned to it, because we're going to have some new things happening there. I've just got somebody coming on to teach us some mindfulness practices and do that in a way where it just goes slow and easy. So and they're short ones. They're not like a long practice. Okay. Next week we start recording for the Tapping Technique series with Barbara Stark again. Because we were going to do it over the Mercury retrograde, and I just had some days where I just couldn't make the energy for it. And so we decided, all right, I asked, can we please do it after the retrograde? And so we're doing it. And then Dr. Darek returns as well. We're going to be doing something next week. We're going to do some recordings, and hopefully next Friday week, or next week, Friday, we will be posting something from Dr. Darek. We've got some interesting things going on here in New Zealand. We are coming up for our election, and so that's what we want to talk about a little bit. And of course, we'll be talking about medical stuff too, going forward. He's already got the topics lined up and all of that. Okay. So today, why am I having this quick session with you? I want to talk about something because I feel like we hear people talking about these terminologies or talking about the stuff, and we don't actually know what it is. And for a long time, I had an inkling of some of these things, but I didn't have the in-depth knowledge of it. So I started asking my guidance system, okay, so what is a monad? What does monad mean? Have you heard of monad? Well, I've been hearing monad. What is the monad? When they say your monad, what are they talking about? My understanding now is the monad is the source of my soul, right? It's where source is as split into a monad, split itself out, and from the monad, the monad split into 12 souls, and then the 12 souls split into 12 more souls each. Okay, and that's how you have this 144. The monad has 144 to it. Okay, now I don't know the details of it, but I wanted to say that I am going to share with you a clip in this video that David Esri put out. And he explained this in the most simplest way. And I really loved it. It's interesting. You can't make the stuff up, right? You ask your guides and something presents itself. And so this is what I'm going to put in the description box. Please look at it if you're wondering about your monad. I thought I wanted to share that with you. He was really talking about it from the perspective of how soulmates are there and how it's not just a romantic thing that that we have soulmates for. And he talked about the splitting of the soul from the monad, then split into 12 parts, and those 12 parts each split into 12. And so you've got 144 in the group of the monad, so to speak of. Now, I am not an expert on this. I'm so green about it. But I wanted to start invoking the idea into you so that we'll all learn together, right? And so, excuse me. So that's why I'm talking about this. Now, when I listened to David Esri, he explained that in such a way, and I didn't realize, in such a way that implies that you can actually ask for help. So those 12, we are the 12 split up souls from we are the 12, the last 12, right? So we belong to an oversoul that comes from the monad. So that's why I said source of the soul. The monad is the source of the soul. If I'm complicating it, I apologize. I'm going to put the link in the description box. So please watch that by David Esri. I loved his explanation of it. And I think that the way he explained it was so simple and easy. It was ordinary terms, right? And your soul, the soul group, I didn't realize this, but they are here, right? They can be working in other dimensions, other galaxies, and so on and so on. And I think that's quite fascinating because, it's like really, it's good to hear the story of the soul. How did it come to be and how did I come to be here as part of this soul being having a human experience, right? And that's one story, a soul being having a physical experience. Personally, for me, that's my story. But like, how did it all happen? And so that was very interesting. I got really mad one day and I just said, I'm calling on the help of my soulmates that come from the oversoul. Yeah, because I need your help, guys. And apparently you can call for the help of your soulmates in whether they're here or in other galaxies. They can help you. You can help them. There's another thing, right? We just scratched the surface off. Okay. Then I was wondering about this because I heard people talking about the Intergalactic Council. They're like, oh, I talked to the Intergalactic Council, or I channel the Intergalactic Council. Now, I know I'm sounding very mischievous when I say Intergalactic Council, but I'm just like, these people say this so easily. Who is the Intergalactic Council? Who are these dudes or dudettes that we hear about, but we don't know? Who are they? And so, again, you cannot make the stuff up. A few days ago, Diana Cooper put out a video talking about the Intergalactic Council, not intergalactical, the Intergalactic Council. And I thought, oh my word. And then she explains who the intergalactic or what the Intergalactic Council is. And Commander Ashtar is one of the members of the Intergalactic Council. Jesus is one of the members of the Intergalactic Council. Kuan Yin is one of the members of the Intergalactic Council. So I'm going to put that link in there for you as well, because I think we need to know, because I want to talk to those Intergalactic Council people. I mean, we've been learning all this time to call upon Jesus and he's the way to God and all of that stuff, right? He saved my soul from sins, all that. But Jesus, I take for granted. I know that he's always there. And that he is a collective of 33. That's an amazing thing about him, right? But nevertheless, she even mentions Mary Magdalene in that. So I think it's Almora that she mentions. and I can't remember a few of the others, but there are 12 members on or there are 12 beings on the Intergalactic Council. So because I want to talk to the Intergalactic Council, don't you want to talk to the Intergalactic Council? Because that's important, right? We should be able to reach them if everybody else can. Well, not I think all of us can, but a lot of other people are saying, I channel the Intergalactic Council. So I'm bringing them into my space, the Intergalactic Council. And I hope this will bring it into your space. Tim Wilde put out his Friday Chronicles last Friday. Now, I did 2 weeks ago, 2 Fridays ago, he put one out where he gave specific light language words for the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat chakra, and the heart chakra, not the crown chakra. He was given those words by his friend, Paul Debris Harry. And so I played that on radio for everybody because I thought that was amazing because of those light language words enunciated over the radio frequencies, going to bring out some amazing things. Right. Very interesting. Nevertheless, so I'll put that link too. I put it in one of the other ones last week, other light language messages last week, but I'm going to put it in this one too. But on Friday gone by, what he talked about was the Atlantean Collar. Now, I say this because I think it's a bit of good tidbit of news that we need to have in this time and space. So he did a workshop with somebody called Alice Heath, I think, on the 5th of September. And he said that through one of the meditations or something, I didn't watch it, by the way. I didn't sign up for that one. They were called in to, I think, cut the Atlantean collar. And then he talked about light language. And so it's going to become, the way he was saying it was our light language, when we know it, when we start using it, is kind of, it sounds like baby language. And of course, that's because of whatever happened to us in Atlantis, right? And we sort of like needing to bring it out, and it sounds like baby language. And this is true. This is true if you think about how people, first time that we ever had any, I had any inkling, I wouldn't say we, because I don't know where yours was, but my first idea of light language was in church, and when they were talking about the gift of speaking in tongues. Okay, and it does sound very baby language, okay? However, Tim is talking about it now, and he's saying what I'm getting from this is that perhaps more people are going to be coming into that, the collar of the throat, the Atlantean collar has been, cut in two or cut up, means that we now have the freedom to speak really from the throat chakra, and we're going to start remembering our language, and perhaps the language is going to evolve maybe faster. I think now in these days, the language is evolving faster. Right. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm very blessed by teachers like these three teachers I've mentioned to you. I want to share with you my teachers, those people I resonate with. And perhaps you can get something from it too, right? And I think the light language is really coming to the forefront at the moment. Now, speaking of the light language, I said it in the video for Monday night, that I am going to be doing a small, like a mini workshop, 15 minutes long, which I will gift to all of you about light language. And it's about awakening you to your light language. All right. And coming up from that, I will be offering you light language sessions privately, or personally, not privately, personal light language sessions that you might, if you feel inclined that you want to work on that, then by all means, you are free to contact me and we can work something out about that. I will bring this news of that is coming into it. And this has been sparked by all of you, your response. Sometimes people asking questions about light language, sometimes people not understanding it. And I want to reiterate, you cannot learn light language. You can awaken to your light language. You awaken to your light language because your soul carries the memory of the languages that it has spoken in other galaxies, other universes, other lifetimes that can be anywhere, including Earth. If you have had, I don't know, so many incarnations on Earth, you would have not necessarily always been in the same culture or speaking the same language as you do right now. Your soul carries the memory of that. Okay. So that is what I am going to be offering in the next few weeks. My guides have really asked me to do that. I did not think I would be saying this. I've been recording that workshop so many times, and I've deleted it because I was not quite ready to do that gifting workshop. I was going to put it up and things were coming up and it's like, I'm probably not meant to do it. I just didn't have the courage and the confidence to do it. Maybe that's all it was. So let's see. Right. One of the things that I've come across today is that people are talking about two suns in the sky. Now, if you, like me, have been looking at the sun for many years, that is not new news. All right. Now, maybe for the last 4 years that I've been looking at the sun, you can sometimes look up at the sun and you can see as if there was something else behind it. Right? So I feel personally that when it's coming out now, this information, it's because more and more people are awakening to it. Somebody put out a video that said, they've seen a sun, one sun on the one side of the sky and one on the other side. And I'm not saying that's impossible, because if I have an inkling of it, maybe I recall I wondered about that too. Okay, so I'm not saying anything, but I'm also saying this. If you're starting to see another sun, is it possible that we're seeing the central sun? I think I have pictures of the sunrise that have this evidence of it, that there's a sun behind it. Also, when you're looking up at the sunrise, the sun is there, close your eyes after a while and look away and see how many other bodies you see in it. And when I say bodies, I mean celestial bodies, okay, that you see around the sun. Because quite often you will see something that looks like the sun, and then you'll have another one down there and another one there and all of that. And I wonder if it's alignment of the planets and so on. But we are seeing this, I believe, because we are awakening more and more, right? And whatever is beyond that, then maybe we're seeing the central sun. I don't know. And please do not quote me on it, but I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to talk to that a little bit. It's not new news. It's not like people have not experienced that. I know somebody put it up on Twitter that had a date of 2021 on it. And I know for me, it would probably be, I started seeing another sun maybe in the last 5 years. So we will see some amazing things. It is a good time to be alive. I say that. I don't always feel that. But I say that because of the fact that we are very likely, if we're going to get this kind of thing where you're going to see beyond the sun and you're going to see what's beyond the sun, what is the planet? And by the way, I've got to tell you, now they say you can't see Mercury in the sky. I have seen Mercury in the sky in the last month at sunset, not sunrise, at sunset, because Mercury is always close to the sun. That is why you can't see it. But I have seen it because I have on my phone an app to look at the galaxy. I was Sky something, and Sky View or Skywatch. And I can see it, and you could identify clearly that was Mercury that was there, because there's something happening. I don't know why we couldn't, for whatever reason. Did we have something happening with the sun where you would not see the sun's something? But I could see Mercury, and I am blessed for it. That naughty planet that goes into retrograde and messes with me a lot. I do love Mercury as a planet. I love Mercury retrograde, because although Mercury retrograde messes my technology up, it brings up a lot of things that I need to address. It brings it back to me for reflection and review. And that's why I love it. I love that it comes around. And of course, we need to have it in small doses, right? Unlike Jupiter, now Jupiter is in retrograde until sometime in December. I think December 30th or something, right? And I've come to realize that Jupiter's retrograde, almost every Jupiter retrograde, something big has happened in my life. You go back and check on Jupiter's retrograde and see if that is true for you. Jupiter's retrograde has seen me get married very quickly. It's seen me, what else have I done? I've gotten divorced in a Jupiter retrograde. I've also had family members pass away, shockingly, right? So I've also gone on these big holidays in a Jupiter retrograde. So Jupiter, the big planet boy. If you think Jupiter, well, if you want to refer to Jupiter as a boy, as a male, I just love Jupiter. I think Jupiter is a fun planet. And I love the bigness of Jupiter. Yeah. And I love that big stuff happens. Like you have giant leaps happen in a Jupiter retrograde. Yeah. Jupiter Jupe. Anyway, friends, I will let you get on with your day. And I'll catch you again here next time on Great Awakening Generator and Light Language Messenger. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.